Hello and welcome. I am the Imperishable. So on today's episode, we are looking at the WTC Online. So this is the top tournament at the moment. It's got kind of countries from all over the world. We've got England, Wales, we've got Scotland. We've got 3 USA teams. We've got Ukraine in there, Germany. It's a big kind of event. There's 12 kind of international teams, and it's kind of the prelude to Clash of Nations, which is happening at the back end of September. So I am obviously representing Wales. I'm playing with Ollie, our team captain, and me as the vice captain. So I'm really excited about this tournament. We've already had our game 1 versus England at this stage, and unfortunately, it looks like Wales have just about lost. But let's hopeful going forward we have some more fun games, and I'm hopefully going to get some recorded, see how I kind of play, and potentially see if I can maybe nab the report of maybe our team, anyone else in our team, if they play a Tomb Kings player. So the purpose of today's video is I'm going to have a look at all of the Tomb Kings lists, talk about how they kind of play, what their kind of style is, I feel like they're going for kind of thing. Obviously my list is in there, and there are 11 out of the 12 teams all have a Tomb Kings list. It's a split, I think 2, 6, 3, 2 for Grand Army, 6 for Cult, and there is 3 Royal Hosts. And in there, a Royal Host, there is 1 army that I just think is absolutely vile. So let's dive straight into it, and we're going to start off with just the Grand Armies. So starting off with the Grand Army, we have the England's team, Scott Reed, who's currently one of the best Tomb Kings player, it seems, kind of in the region. His list follows from kind of a Phil's list that we had a look at a while back, but he has added a poison brick. So let's just go straight through it. So he's got level 4 priest, elementalism, warning sprint, power scroll, law familiar, kind of things you see going forwards. Having a chat with kind of Team England and talking to Brewess with the poison block kind of thing. Potentially the idea is going probably back to the illusion, just so you can have an extra beat stick. But this is here to back up that poison brick, just kind of protect it potentially, but then also just give the TMP, give Plague of Rust, and make that poison brick a bit better. He's obviously got a level 1 priest who's elementalism, amulet, serpent. The spell here doesn't matter because they always going to choose the reroll 1s. Just to up that output of the poison block, and that's pretty self-explanatory. And then a Tomb King on Dragon with Sword of Might, Armor of Ages, and Talisman of Protection. So overall, I think probably the Great Weapon is better because it's higher strength and whatnot. But I would look to have the Sword of Might just in case of Ethereal, because otherwise this army doesn't have a lot of Ethereal kind of dealing with. So if you do get accidentally paired into, obviously this is teams, it's a bit different, the pairings, how it works. But if you do get stuck into, like, say, something that is ethereal, okay, and let's say they do a wound heal, they're also close order, you are stuck there, and it just doesn't help. And so having that potentially just sort of might strength 6, your -1, potentially try and Plague of Rust it just gives you that kind of anti-ethereal. So that's his characters, basically full max out there, very strong. And then into core, 3 Sepulchral Stalkers with Ambush. Once again, it lowers your drop, and they're not too bad when they come in. They can be a bit of a nuisance. And then the main thing, 74 Skeleton Archers. So this is a big poison brick. Okay, this is the idea with the level 4. It's just to teleport around. And with WTC, it's uncomped TMP. So this new block can go miles turn 1, basically be in front of your opponent and really hit hard. He's then got Tomb Scorpion Ambush. I think he's trying to find points, and it's kind of a good thing that backfill war machines potentially, or a monster just coming in. It's just nice to have. I do love a Tomb Scorpion, and then double necrosing. So this is 4 flying monsters and a poison brick. So as I said, it's probably 3 going at you. 1's getting protected with the poison brick and kind of dealing with anything trying to get behind it, etc. Because I presume you'll probably choose something like Wind Blast. It's a really great spell, but this is really strong. Okay, I've watched it versus Dwarf list, absolutely just smokes us. Unfortunately, Mikkel there, it just moves, it gets teleported, it shoots. It's the 4 strong monsters and a poison block. Absolutely sensational. Scott's got a really good list here, and potentially you might see one of the 2 of these types of lists at the Black Countries GT. It's not like me, it's not like Brewis or I, maybe. Ooh. Okay, so from the 3 lines, we go into, I believe, USA Team 1 with Phil Carr. So this is, I believe, identical to what you played or what we talked about before. So it's level 4 wizards with Illusion, Superstar, Water Sprint, Law Familiar, Potion of Speed. The idea of just to get that initiative up. He then has a Tomb King Dragon with great weapon, armor rages, potion of toughness, talisman of protection. So this is the idea if he goes in, that potion of toughness can make him that T9 on that turn when he charges and kind of doesn't get hit back when he needs to. The only thing I don't like a potion of toughness is that it just doesn't last until your next turn. I wish I could pop it and protect myself from a cannon maybe, but you've got armor of ages anyway, so it's really strong. Another 3 sepulchral stalkers, 10 archers because you have to, and they're just nice to sit back kind of thing. 6 skeleton chariots with the icon Sacred Eye. So this is there, and I was just speaking to Phil, is he blocks someone up with his unkillable dragon, they come in the flank, and it's got flank, rank, banner, so he gets that +3, and then he usually wins, and then because he double outnumbers them because of the 18, it can kind of just destroy the rest of and then he flees, you chase it down. He's got 2 Tomb Scorpion with ambushes and 2 Necro Sphinx. As I said, this is very much a pressure list. I'm coming at you, I'm coming to hit you. It's really, really strong kind of thing. It's done really well in America. I'd say these 2 lists are really good, and they're 2 very good opponents that, I say, I've never played them, but I have heard of them, chatted to them, and I know they can be very good. So very 2 similar Grand Army lists. The big monsters and then coming at you. So this kind of style seems to be an aggressive pressure list rather than kind of the Cult's control way. What I usually try and play, I plink off wounds, I try and win here and there, but if need be I can press, and if someone comes at me I usually can beat them. But that's the Grand Armies. 2 great lists run by 2 great players. Let's go have a look at the Mort Cult. So, on to our first Mort Cult list by the teams Frogs and Beans. I generally don't know whose team this is. I think this is kind of a mixed team. I could be completely wrong, but let's dive into it. So, it's a level 3 illusion, Lord Familiar Ruler Ring, so making sure he gets Miasmic, Column, and whatever else, maybe Shimmering Dragon, Run Away, Glittering Robe, Versatile Shooting. So, really good defense piece with the Ruby Ring. He's then got a level 4 Elementalism, basic there. And he's got a level 2 Necromancy Amulet of the Serpent. So, I don't know what a Necromancy. I'm trying to think what spells. You can give yourself a ward save. Potentially against Spirit Leech or Spiritual Vortex. I'm quite serious. There are some kind of good spells in there, actually. So, it's not actually too bad. It's a good shout. I'll try and nick that. He's then got 29 Scares and Archers. I'm guessing this is meant to be act as like a small poison block with that Amulet Serpent. You go 10 wide. You get 3 ranks. You're shooting as much as you can. 3 Swarms, not an ambush. We'll see that I kind of like running an ambush now after speaking to some other players. Just nice to get the drops down. 8 Great Bow Shabdi Ancients. Brilliant. A massive unit of your Shabdi. He's then got the 2 Tomb Scorpions as he needs, and then another 7 Shabdi. And then a Casket of Souls, and then a Necro Sphinx as well. So I quite like this. It's got a bit of everything. Poison block is pretty insequential, but it's there if you need to. So if you're versus anything with giant spawns or anything large target that you can try and deal with, it's there to help. The main output is coming from these 15 Bow Shabdis and an 8 and a 7. I quite like this. This is kind of the way I want to go. Getting rid of the Poison Brick, because in a teams you try and match up versus something that doesn't require it, and then just having loads of reliable Shabdi bringing things down. He's got Tomb Scorpions, as you have to, and then he's got Necro Sphinx. I quite like this. This one piece, it's just there probably as a protector. It can fly 18 inches, etc. It's a beast. It can get rezzed up a lot. So if it gets down to 1 wound, you can quite easily raise it up to full, because each wizard gives 2, so I quite like that. So that's not a bad shout, and maybe that's why he's gone for the level 2 Necromancy, just in case he gets Spirit Leech or Spiritual Vortex. You're chucking the Necro Sphinx, who's probably just sitting behind like the Shabdi or the Poison Brick and using that as a bit of a protector, and the Shabdi on the flanks who can deal with anything. So I quite like this. Casket's there probably more for a defense. The -1 hit, 6 on ward is massive. Hide it back as much as you can, and then just as your units are up, you kind of stop it there. So really nice list. Kind of, as I say, with Black Country, I wish I could go wide on my Shabdi, because I would probably run an 8 wide, and then some others. I personally feel like phasing out the Poison Brick, but it's quite nice to have the Poison Brick if you're going that Elementalism route. So overall, quite nice. I like it. I wonder how the small Poison Brick does and the bigger blocks of Shabdi. I'm wondering maybe, obviously I'm guessing for points he's had to take that, because that's 660s. That's dead on the nose, okay? Obviously there's no missions in the WTC, so he doesn't have to worry about getting scarce and skirmishers if he needs for ambush, getting behind, scarce and horse archers to run out. So it's just to kill. We're on to Team Belgium, and they have seems to be quoted as the team to win it. They have just beaten Germany, I believe. So we've got a level 4 Necromancy, Warning Splint, Laura Familiar, Ruby Ring. Quite tough level 4 here, making sure you've got the 5-up save. He's got triple save, 555, Law Familiar, Ruby Ring, Necromancy. He's got level 1 Necromancy, Amulet Serpent, so once again, presuming there's going to be a small poison brick, and another level 1 Necromancy. I'm guessing these Necromancies, the level 1 is just make sure you get reserve move and reroll ones, but you roll it, and I guess you pray for Spirit Leech. 3 Swarms, I think every kind of cult list is taking 3. I sometimes take 4, depending on points. A unit of 7, you shabbed it. Oh, sorry, I missed out 39 poison bricks, so obviously the level 1's going in there. I'm guessing if he doesn't get a Spirit Vortex, he's going to just choose the reroll ones there. Likewise, with the other level 1, it's probably get the reserve move, because you can't choose it with the level 4. I'm wondering what spells he would choose, because I quite like my level 4 being able to jump back and forth, so I think he'll probably do Spiritual Vortex, Unquiet Spirits, Spirit Leech, and probably Spectral Steeds. Give him Ethereal, it's remain in play, you can jump yourself about, so it means he can't get like one-shotted by cannons, unless they've obviously got a rune on. 2 Tomb Scorpions and another 7 Great Bow. I don't know how I feel about these Ancients being in there, because it does mean potentially like a dragon can come in, challenge you out, kill you, win by 7, 2 of you crumble, and then you just hit again kind of thing. I don't know how I feel about the Ancient, but maybe the Ancient's there to stop that. Maybe that is a way to help potentially, and then maybe there's other small things that come in, you can make sure you get some overkill, so maybe. 2 Caskets and Screaming Skull. So this is probably pushing more on the Necromancy side. It's got a baby poison brick. It's got 14 bows shoved into 7s. They're probably just sitting on the flanks with the poison brick in the middle, and the caskets kind of getting the lines down or completely at the sides. And it's more just there to knock down leadership and hit. Screaming Skull's there for the -1 leadership, so it's really strong. Only 6 level wizardry for a cult. I feel quite low, personally. Glove Points cult, you get loads of magic, but that's enabled him to have a poison brick and 14 bow shabby and double casket and a Screaming Skull. I wonder how this list does, or what it's aimed for, because I'm thinking if you get dragons coming into like chaos into it, like Steve's list with Chaos Dragon and Warp Fire Dragon, that Chaos Dragon is triple save. He's got Brazen Collar, so the likelihood, and then they've got the Puppet. I don't think you're getting many spells off on him to break him down and whatnot, and so the casket probably isn't going to kill it. So I wonder if that gets in, it starts chewing up, and then maybe that's why you have the Ancients to try and stop that. So it's not a bad shout. I do like these big bricks with Yushabdi. I just wish Black Country was allowed more than 5, so I've kind of been playing on that, and that's maybe why my decision on my list. So overall, really good list. Once again, I think this has got some play to it, really good play to it. I wonder how he's played his game with only 6 wizard levels. I might have a look on the WTC online. On to me, my list. It's kind of what I've been roughly playing with a lot recently. So it's a level 3 illusion, Lore Familiar, level 4 elementalism, Earth and Robbery Ring. Just make sure if I get that double 6 or that double 1 and I muck myself up. A level 2 Elementalism, Amulet Serpent. So I did this because I thought, let's just try and get another spell in. And maybe I should have just done it on the illusion to buff it up and whatnot and make sure I can choose that extra spell. But I thought potentially an Elementalism. So my game versus Brewers, it meant I got double TMP, but maybe I should have dropped that and got a second Urban Ramparts. It seems there were a few things, and potentially getting double Plague or Rush, so I can hit 2 things, and then I can shoot one thing with Yushabdi, one thing with the Poison Brick, Wind Blast. There's some play there kind of thing, but maybe that's what I should have changed. And then a 47 Poison Brick is the biggest one out of the cult so far. It's just really good. I think 47, 48 is kind of a good number. I chucked in all my wizards versus Brewer, so I had 50 block. Just being able to jump about, shoot off. Scares and Horse Archers are there just to be play. And something Andy's taught me is trying to do protecting against dragons, potentially. The idea is you can string them out, get them so they can't land versus your, your other unit, but maybe I need more than 5. 8 Scares and Skirmishers, they're there just in case I want to put in like my illusion wizard in there because they've got a flying dragon, but I don't want to get one-shotted by something. So just give it that little bit of protection. Double Tomb Scorpion because you have to. And then oh, I've missed it. I've got 15 bow Shabdi and 3 units of 5. I think 5's a great number. It's very reliable. They can hold, they can tank, they can kill things. If you're versus stuff like loads of mini units, it's better than having all those, the 2 units of 7. I really enjoy the 3 units of 5. I played it wrong versus Brewess. I had one out too far out the flanks. I couldn't res. That wasn't my fault. I need to be a bit more contained. But overall, I'm really enjoying it. And then a single casket is just there for +1 and -1 hit and 6-up wards. The -1 hit has been crucial in quite a lot of games, and so does the 6-up ward. So that's kind of my list. I'm there to just shoot off, play a bit more defensively, a bit negatively if we need to, and then potentially if I need to, I can kind of press up with TMP, get my poison block into the position that I need it. So overall, that's my list. I'm there to, I don't know really what to go against. Probably Orcs is probably good for me, kind of the lower leadership or thing. I'm good versus the other poison bricks because obviously they shoot me, I just res myself back up, I don't die, etc. So as I say, when me and Brewers played with his poison block, it was a 10-10. Onto the hilarious 8. I believe this is another USA team. I'm not entirely sure. So he's got a level 4 Necromancy, Earthen Rod, Ruby Ring, and that's the general. So kind of like mine, but without elementalism. Oh, let me knock down. We're missing 2 things. He's then got a level 2 elementalism Lore Familiar. I'm guessing that is solely to get TMP, Plague of Rust. Just so he's got those, because that's really vital. And I'm guessing... yeah, he's got a level 1 Illusion, Amulet Serpent. I'm guessing... I don't know what spell he's after. Maybe Glittering Robes. Give that -1 if he wants it. But once again, the rerolls. And then he's got 48 Skeleton Archers. So he beats me by 1. Fair play. You win, mate. You win, Lucra. You win that. 4 Swarms with Ambush. As I say, that's what I've run. It's just nice to get one of those drop. 6 Ushabti. He then... and this is why I quite like this. He's got triple Necrosphinx, double Tomb Scorpion, and a casket. Triple Necrosphinx is really strong. 100%. And especially in this cult where you can res up 2 wounds apiece, it can be really good there. He's got a bit of both. He's got a bit of everything. He's not just sit max shooting. He does have a bit of counterpunch with Necrosphinxes, and maybe that's where I need to start looking. Having a bit of that. Okay, I haven't won the shooting battle. Let's chuck in the Necrosphinx for a bit of protection and maybe hit something there. So triple Necrosphinx is horrible, and this guy knows what he's doing. So I think the idea of this list is going to sit the poison block. He's going to sit the kind of Ushabti next to it. He's probably going to play with 2 Necrosphinxes, and he's got the Necromancy to try and get Spiritual Vortex, Spirit Leech to try and force Terror Test, and maybe he keeps 1 Necrosphinx back to be a bit more of that defensive piece. Okay, Dragon Ogres are getting too close because he's not likely going to get Miles Mirage or anything to stop his opponent. So then he can counterplay with that Necrosphinx if he needs to. Overall, I quite like it. I'm just using this as a way of what things can I nab from everyone potentially for that country, and maybe I should try the idea of adding in some Necrosphinxes. Okay, King's Bob's army. So this is another USA army, and I do apologise for the format. It's the only one that's going to be like this. So he's got a level 4 priest with Serpent Staff and Illusion. No Talisman of Protection. No, nothing of that. No Lore Familiar either, which I find a bit odd. So you might get some bad spells here. You might not even get Spectral Doppelganger. So I don't know about that. So that's his dragon. Let's have a look at the rest of it. So he's got a level 2 Illusion, Elementalism with Lore Familiar. Once again, I'm guessing this is to grab TMP, Plague of Rust. Just the 2 really key points kind of in the list. He's then got a level 1 Necromancy with Amulet Serpent, BSB. All the level 1s seem to be BSB. It's just what you do. You need it kind of thing. Once again, I'm kind of a bit weird, this Necromancy level 1 kind of thing. Because I always gone like Elementalism to try and get maybe another Plague of Rust. Because I play my Lore Familiar and my Elementalism. No, Lore Familiar and my Illusion. So trying to make sure I get at least 1 TMP, at least 1 Plague of Rust. That's why I kind of back myself up there. He's then gone for a Poison Brick. He's got 47 with Master of Arrows, Standard Bearer, and Musician. So same as me, but he's got a Musician. I kind of left that off, and quite a lot of the others seem to have. He's then got 6 Ushabti with an Ancient, obviously with great bows, and then 3 Swarms, but no Ambush there. He's then got 2 Tomb Scorpions without Ambush. So he's on the board. So he's got a lot of things on the board. He obviously got a load of little drops so you can kind of counterplay your opponent. But most of the time it looks like he's not going to get the +1 here. He's then got triple necrosinks. Love it. So no casket, which I find a bit odd, and maybe that's something that's holding me back, kind of thing. So I always go casket. Getting that +1 to cast just alone really helps. I know we already can get high, but it means that certain spells you can get to +8. They're going to need a double 6 if you roll a 7 regardless. It can really help there. But triple necrosphinx, he's got an illusion priest without. He's got a teleporting skeleton blob and 1 unit of your Shabdu. So I'm trying to think how this will get played. So he's probably going to place it probably fairly central with necrosphinxes on the flanks, try and push up, keep a core of kind of the rest of it, or basically keep everything in the centre and kind of just push up at you slowly but surely. And whatever you try and plink off, he can just res because obviously he can. I'm just curious about this level 4 because it's a large target. It's got no ward save. It's only leadership 8. There are some guys up here. You've got double casket. He's got necromancy. Like, there's a chance this priest just dies from a rogue casket or a rogue couple cannons here and there. Like, Empire can quite like it. Obviously, you don't kill it. There's a good chance he's getting 6 wounds back. But it's quite worrying that. I know he's got the overload of targets with the triple necrosphinx, the double tomb scorpion. And he's going to just be like, here, have this as much as you can. So you have to deal with things coming closer. So that's not a bad shout. And it's very combat-y with some good backup and shooting. I quite like it. I'm definitely thinking towards trying to play with some necrosphinxes at Black Country because they are fun. They are just so fun. I'm a big fan of your Shabdi and necrosphinxes. And this is interesting. This list is quite interesting. He could have found 30 points to put a TMP, Talisman of Protection on. I could even understand the no law familiar to make sure this block is teleporting with Plague of Wrath. I just think 30 points, 5 skeletons and the musician. Oh, he can't drop there because it's that. He can't actually drop from anywhere because he's got the triple necrosphinx. Yeah, there's nothing he can drop really. I just think that TMP is more important. A Talisman of Protection. Oh well. That looks a really good list from the Americans. Okay, the Winged Hussars. And if I've got this right, this is Poland. So a level 4 Necromancy Ruby Ring, a level 4 Elementalism Lore Familiar, a level 2 Necromancy Amulet the Serpent, and then 60 Skeleton Archers. So the biggest block we've seen in the cults so far. 3 Swarms, 6 Ushabti, a Necrosphinx, double Tomb Scorpion, double Casket, double and Screaming Skull. So I'm quite interested in this. So he's got a level 4 Necromancy. That's to boost up the Caskets and the Screaming Skull. He's got a Poison Brick, which is getting beefed up from the Elementalism. And then he's also got a level 2 Necromancy. So he's trying to potentially get that next, what's it called? Extra Spiritual Vortex. But it's not too far about it. Because Necromancy overall is a pretty good lore. There's not too many duds that can't help him. And then obviously our own lore is pretty good. So if one spell's obviously going to rerolls here. On the level 4, if he doesn't get what he wants, he goes to reserve move. So he can really push up kind of thing. But I'm seeing a lot of this of just one thing of your Shabdi, one thing Poison Brick, and then the rest is just power play. And maybe that's something I need to have a look at. Maybe not just look at shooting and kind of. But if I played Brewers with these Necrosphinxes, it would have been game over. So if I dropped a Ushabti for a Necrosphinx, maybe it would be a different ball game kind of thing. But I do wonder how it would go. It is quite interesting, this. I quite like this. I do quite like this one. Because he's got a bit of everything. He's got the proper caskets and the going on. Because I think that it may seem as a gimmick, but that's one of my favourite things to do is shoot caskets and use necromancy. And that's one of the lists I'm thinking of running going forwards with kind of 8 levels of necromancy spread out between a 4-3-1. Double casket, Screaming Skull. Still got a Poison Brick. Still got your Shabdi. So I've got that as a backup. But I've got no counterpunch. So maybe having the one necromancy isn't bad, you know. Isn't bad at all. Potentially you could try and maybe wrangle in a second one. Because I would have to drop 60 points already because of things. And drop another Ushabti. Drop a couple of the skeletons. Maybe try and play with 2 Necrosphinxes. You have Scarce and Blob, you've got 1 unit of your Shabdi. It's not a bad shout. But I think what helps here is Elementalism and Necromancy working the saves. Because if I was going to run something like this, I would have to drop one level of Necromancy, one level of the Elementalism probably, because I want those 4 spells for Necromancy. But this has been really quite good. We've seen a kind of bit of range. You've gone from this Necromancy push. You see the triple Necrosphinxes. This is where I think actually potentially you go for Necromancy with the Necrosphinxes just to cause the panics and panics and panics. I know there's a lot of ITP about, but that could be quite good. This one I just love. It's triple Necrosphinx. It's kind of the same as below. Actually, the one below I'm wondering is a bit better. It's got bigger poison block. It's got triple Necrosphinx. It's quite interesting. Obviously, my list is the more I'm just going to shoot you. If you come close, if you hit the Shabdi, I can hold. I'm maybe now wondering if I should have made these like 7s and 8s instead. Keep them closer, make them a bit more better in that regards. This is the kind of list I'm trying to potentially copy Black Country. The idea of going the double casket Screaming Skull and then thinking towards teams of if I enter those low leadership armies or something like Beastmen or like a traditional Orcs and Goblins list rather than Brewess. The idea of I can get you down to like leadership 3 or 4 even on your main things and then just snipe you. And the idea is I've got low enough drops, I get the +1. The idea is I hopefully get to go first. But overall, there are some great Mort Cult lists. I would love to, I can't wait until at the end of all this, doing an update, seeing how everyone's listed, what they went into, and potentially having a couple of chats to them all. Okay, we are on to the Royal Host section. So I said there's 3 here. This is probably 1 or 2 more than I actually thought I was going to do. And they are vastly different. Okay, this one is probably the funnest list I've seen so far. So, first off, it's got a Tomb King with a Rise. I'm guessing it's the General with Great Weapon, Armor Ages, Obsidian Lodestone, and Talisman of Protection. You'll realise why the Obsidian Lodestone is there. Because if you can read ahead, there is no magic in this list except from that level 1 Arise. So I'm guessing that's just there to protect it from being, what's the words? Mirage kind of thing, or anything to hurt it really there. Quite tanky, as I said, it's the normal kind of build. Great weapon here. He's then got 2 more Tomb Kings. He's got triple Tomb King, which I love. With they're both on chariots. One's got a great weapon and armor of destiny. One's just got a halberd and a warding splint. Okay, and then onto his list, he's got 2 units of 5 chariots. Each with a Master Charioteer and each with a Burning Blade. I'm guessing that's just in case to get into Ethereal to hopefully cut down a few things. It's 5 points for a magic. It's not too bad. He's then got 4 Tomb Guard Chariots with a Burning Blade. He's then got 2 lots of 18 Skeleton Skirmishers with the 3 Ambush and Warbows and then 2 Tomb Scorpions. So this list is amazing. It's obviously got to go fast. Got to try and get into them as quickly as possible. Hit them when they want to. The big downside of Tomb King Chariots is they just don't hit as hard as you want them to. Yes, they've got loads of impacts. They're at strength 4, but no AP. So this would be great if let infantry become a bit more better. But when you're seeing things like Chaos lists, they don't run anything bar just some monsters. You see kind of Tomb Kings that, yes, you actually can roll into them, but then they start rezzing. Same with VC. But this is quite interesting. I wonder where he's going to put the Tomb Kings. I'm wondering if he just has a big brick of the Tomb Guard Chariots with the double Tomb King. Obviously, Skeleton Skirmishers here, I believe you can get, do they get Chariot Runners for free or are Chariot Runners? So that can kind of protect your Skeleton Chariots here, which is quite nice. I wonder how this one will go, and I'm quite intrigued by how Chariot Span does and what it does well into. So obviously, over the course of the 6 games that we've all got, I'll be interested to see what this goes up against or what they look to play it into. Obviously, I did miss on one of them, the Tomb King on a chariot. One of them's got Armor of Destiny, so it's got 4 up ward, and the other's got 5 up ward. So they've all got wards, so they're all very tanky to bring down. They're all T5. They've all got like 7 wounds, so it's quite strong here. But I'm just wondering what it can go into. The Tomb Scorpions are just nice kind of defensive pieces. Skeleton Skirmishers can be quite annoying, especially with ambushes, etc. But it's good. It'll hit hard and fast into certain armies. It could do quite well. Potentially into like something like a Poison Bricks could be alright, because they can just steamroll quite quickly into you because they'll have the range. But I don't know how people can do it. Because I look at this, if I had a matchup versus this Tomb Kings with my shooting, my Shabdi could just start tearing through the skeleton chariots. I'd try and Mirage the Tomb King. I put a column of crystal, etc. If it gets in, it's a different ball game. I'll give them that. But it's just how much good's going to get to me before before it goes, kind of thing. But no, I like it. I like it, Beer Hogs. On to fishing for sixes. I have no idea what this team is. I think this is the kind of just groups of mates playing. So he's got a level 1 elementalism. He's got a Royal Herald with a BS, with Standard Bearer. So BSB with the Destroyer of Eternities. Now this is Chef's Kiss. This is the greatest item in the world. I absolutely love it on Royal Herald. It's the D6 also hits. Doesn't matter what you have it. And they're like strength 6 -2 killing blow. You strike last, but the idea is you just chuck into a unit, you get challenged out by something else, and then it just cleans through kind of thing. I played this once. I've played it about 3 or 4 times. I played it once though. I killed 4 ogres with it in one go. I just rolled like 6 sixes. Like, wow. So really nice. I'm a big fan of that. That's one of my favourites. And then we've got a Tomb King on a Dragon with Great Weapon, Armor Ages, TOP. Kind of the basic you could get onto it kind of thing. I wonder personally if you just pay 2 points for a shield, just make it a 5 up and shooting. Because currently it's only a 6 up, 5 up, 5 up. So kind of poison bricks can hurt you quite a bit here. Yes, they get reroll, 6s to wound, but the 6s to hit don't matter. He's then got another Tomb King with the Blade of Anarch and Warning Spirit. Definitely said it wrong. So I had to look this up. This is the Royal Host only. 45 points, +1 strength, -1 AP. But for every wound you do, you get 1 back. So the idea is you can keep yourself going. So it's quite nice. There's a little thing there, but I don't think it's the greatest. Like, your strength 6 -1, it's great. Kind of thing. He's then got a Poison Brick. Oh, I did miss something off on our Mort Priest is the Ambient Serpent. So there is a Poison Brick as well, with 46 of them. He's got the Lone Scare and Chariot that you need to. And then 5 Tomb Guard Chariots with Spell Eater Axe and Standard Bearer and the Icon of Sacred Eye. So I'm guessing this is where the Tomb King, the Herald and the other Tomb King go into. The idea is this is got -2 magic res, so it can kind of keep them going. And then the idea is you probably challenge or accept with your Tomb King that's there, potentially, or the other one, or just the Tomb Guard Chariot, and then you start slicing with the Royal Heralds. 2 Tomb Scorpions, 1 with Ambush, and then 4 Bow Shabdi. They're just a great utility piece. They're quite hard to get rid of. They can take down more points than they're worth, kind of thing. So really nice piece, and I think that's quite good there. And then on to Germany with probably Team Dark. I don't think this is the... Yeah, this is the Germany's. This is probably the most horrible list I've seen in the tournament. And I think it's hilarious. So it's got a level 2 Elementalism with Power Scroll or Familiar. So making sure you get TMP and Plague Rust. Level 1 Elementalism, Power Scroll. Praying that you roll TMP. Just in case. He's then got a Royal Herald, Skeleton Chariot, Destroyer of Eternities. Royal Herald, BSB, Icon of Sacred Eye. Grey Weapon, Armor, Meteoric Eye, and Talisman of Protection. He's then got another Royal Herald with Great Weapon. He's then got a Tomb King with the Arise, Skeleton Chariot, Ogre Blade, Warding Splint. Oh, there's no dragon. Where does this all go? This goes into 136 Skeleton Infantry cohort. So it's got 10 infantry, because you have to have those normal ones, and then 26 archers. And on this, he's got... I can't unfortunately show you at the moment. He's got the Ambient Serpent, and he's got the Banner of the Desert Winds. So this army, it's got Reserve Move, it's got Vanguards, it's got Poison. It's like 3 drops. It's like 2 drops. That's all it is. 3 drops, because you got this. This is vile. And I think, and I've tried to summarize, the way to do it is you get everyone into it. Like, if you get a proper full send, but this is ridiculous. Because what's key about Royal Host, and with the Royal Host like infantry cohort, is that they get stand shoot and they get to use volley fire. So they get to use volley fire no matter what, even if they've moved, etc. So you're getting a lot of shots here. So you're getting, at worst, half of them. Because the idea is your front rank going there. So that's what, 63 shots regardless. Obviously line of sight and then distance, but the whole point is you get TMP, you get Plague or Us, you got that. This is quite scary. And then in here, if you try and come at it, good luck. because it's got 3 Royal Heralds, one with 5 up, 5 up, 5 up, one with the Destroyer of Eternity, so that's how he gets low combat race. He's obviously trying to accept with the Royal Herald. Oh no, he accepts with the King, because then on the Royal Herald, they take the wounds, because if there's anything that can really hurt him, you take it on the wounds. Or that, otherwise your Tomb King cuts through what's in the challenge with it. The other stuff starts cutting through. You've got the Icon of Sacred Ice that gives you another +1 weapon skill. You can give yourself +1 another weapon skill. So everything just gets really tanky, really tough here. This is a game that if I went to a tournament and it was meant to be a bit of a local, I just don't know how I would do. It wouldn't be fun. This would be horrible to try and deal with. But then also, it's probably not the funnest to play, and this is the idea. But there are weaknesses to it. You can only shoot at one thing at a time. It's if they come up something with like the puppet, like that just ruins it. You come up versus something other shooting, so like Mort Cult shooting. Yes, he can res twice on Leadership 7. He does get to re-roll them, I'll give him that. But then you can start spraying down and you just start hurting them back. Because I can res more. You put a column in front of it. You do something, I guess. Yeah, the poisons are great, but I don't know. I'm really interested on these more Raw host lists. And I'm curious of how this is played. So I might see if I can watch the game, see when they're playing next and who they're playing, or try and maybe speak to them, see why they've chosen this and whatnot. Because this is interesting. Because I know I was speaking to Andy Oakham, who has been building this, and he got it to like 100, and he goes like, I don't think he's actually played it in person or at a tournament. He might have, but this just seems horrible. And I've chatted to some of the England guys before, and they talk about like, if you get properly into it, you can start taking it down. So like if you got triple necrotics into this, you just start stomping away. And if you have it on like the flanks or whatnot and something in the front, they can't move the characters because they're in a fighting rank, and you just start stomping for free and you just start cutting through. Because the output back when it's in combat, yes, it's got an Ogre Blade, that's pretty good, and the Destroyer of Eternity is to back you up, but the rest of it isn't great. And then when you start, and if somehow you can get the priest, you can start breaking them down. But I'm guessing this is where the amateurs come in there to kind of just block it up, because you can kind of do semi-deep strike with the mortuary priests and whatnot. But this is interesting, and I'm very interested to see how this gets played and who plays against it. And if it loses, how did it lose? Kind of thing. So those are all the top lists there. They're all 11 Tomb Kings lists at the WTC Open. I will put kind of the new recruit link down below so you can have a look at how each team is doing, see how your country's doing there. It's a really good event. I'd say we've just played England. It was really good fun. We don't know who we're up against, and there's a good chance I could maybe play one versus these, because, as I say, there's only one team that doesn't have Tomb Kings. I think it's this, and I think Warriors of Chaos. I think there's this high as well, 11 picks, same with potentially Vamp Couts kind of thing. So I'm really intrigued. Some amazing lists and some things you can definitely take from and understand why they've taken it. So if you look at the Royal Hosts, that big poison block, you go for the Tomb King, like the Mort Cult kind of thing. So there's that kind of thing. Even though I'm trying to learn, pick things up. So the triple Necrosphinx with a poison block, being that kind of, I'm going to shoot you, but then I've got 3 Necrosphinxes you can deal with you. I quite like the aspects from that, and I might try and delve into that. I've got some practice games before needing to drop off. But then you have a look at the flip side with the just Grand Army. You've got 4 monsters, okay? You've got 4 monsters and a poison brick. That's going to hurt. And as I said, I've seen Scott Reed's play it, and he's absolutely annihilated some dwarf players, and it's just, it can do a lot, and it's that kind of way of going. It's, unfortunately, you don't see a skeleton spearman bar the 10 in the Royal Host, but it's that kind of thing. Monsters and shooting is the things we're good at, so let's keep going with it. So, thank you guys for watching. I will probably do an update on this at the end of the WTC and after, and see how each Tomb King player did, and kind of get a gauge of what did they go into, how did they beat them, kind of thing. And maybe try and get Scott Reed on afterwards as well to see how he's played for England with his Tomb Kings, because his and my lists are similar in the sense of we got a poison brick, but his is more going at you and trying to pressure and aggressive, whereas mine's more the control. But no, thank you for watching as ever. So please, I'm going to see this, like, subscribe. There's a Fast Storm affiliate link at the bottom. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later. Ta-ra.